Mayor of the city of Joburg, Geoffrey Makhubo, says his office will help people who've been displaced after a fire claimed the lives of 9 people at the Kwa Mai Mai informal settlement in the Joburg CBD. That blaze led to another 11 people being hurt. Other people have now lost the dwellings that they were living in. The member of the Mayoral Committee for Housing in the city of Joburg is Councillor Mabaso. Councillor Mabaso, good afternoon to you and thanks for your time. What kind of help are you able to provide for people in this position?
Well, thank you very much, Stephen, and good afternoon to the viewers of Newsroom Africa. Let me first convey our deepest condolences to the families of those that have succumbed to this incident that had occurred yesterday. It is a very bad situation, and if you could just go there on site, you will see the damage that was caused by fire. It was very bad. But what we have done as the department, we are working on to relocate all those that were staying inside the building. We had identified a sport field that is just across the road from that building. We have erected tents there, and we are busy registering everyone so that we know who's there. And we are going to allocate them immediately after that process. And we are also putting in services there because we came to realize that the main issue and what is suspected to have been a cause of the fire there was the illegal connections. So we are going to provide them with services there interim while they are still waiting for a permanent solution, because we are also engaging with the taxi rank that is operating not far from the area, because there is a huge piece of land that can also be utilized, to use it to secure our people there, because the plan now is to demolish that building as soon as possible after we have moved everyone out of the building.
Okay, do you know what caused the fire? And I mean, the suspicion, as I understand it, is that it was an illegal electricity connection, which is a huge problem in Joburg and in fact around the country, but especially in parts of Joburg.
Well, the investigation, the preliminary report that we have recently, it stated that it was caused by the illegal connections.
This shows us how risky this is. And I mean, you will know, Eskom will tell us that they'll spend R1 billion replacing electricity infrastructure just in certain parts of Soweto alone. That's just transformers that are overloaded because of illegal electricity connections. And we're talking about a problem that actually has its roots in the way electricity was priced in Soweto in the 1980s, in the mid-1980s. You, as the city of Joburg, have a big role in trying to resolve this. What are you going to try and do to make sure that we don't have fires like this again from illegal connections?
Well, it is a big challenge. You've got illegal connections because people don't have electricity. And that's why they illegally connect, because they want access to electricity. So what we are doing currently as the department, working with City Power, which is our power utility supply in the city of Johannesburg, we are have embarked on a program to electrify the informal settlements. But remember, before you could do that, you need to upgrade the informal settlements, realign the shacks, so that at least there are even access roads. So that's where we are now. We are in the second phase of the informal settlements upgrade, where we are realigning shacks, where we are paging stands. And then immediately after that, once we have completed that process, we are going to start with the electrification. So there are quite a number of informal settlements that have been identified, and we have consultants on site that are doing that work. And then after that, we are going to put in electricity, because if we don't provide people with electricity, then we are not going to win this battle of fighting illegal connections. So people, they connect because they want access to electricity. Hence, we've decided to say, let's electrify all the informal settlements, but especially those informal settlements that are situated in the developable lands.
To electrify informal settlements, I mean, I think it must be the right choice considering the options open to you. I mean, there are no easy options here. Is it actually quite difficult to do? You're dealing with structures that are not seen as formal structures. They're often not very safe, unfortunately. We see what happens with what are called shack fires. Do you believe you'll be able to do it safely? And I mean, I take your point. If you don't do it, it's worse. But do you think you will be able to do it safely?
Well, it's not the first thing to do in Johannesburg. You go to like a slow informal settlements. That informal settlement was electrified, and there are no issues there. So I think it's the best solution, and it is safe because it is done by government through our power utility entity. So we won't have much of issues when we do that.
Councillor, I do appreciate the time. Thanks very much indeed, Councillor Mlungisa Mabaso, the member of the Mayoral Committee for Housing in the city of Joburg. Very complicated situation, a problem with deep, deep roots around illegal connections. Well,